Hello, my name is Tsekouras Ilias and I am PhD candidate at the University of Alicante. My doctoral dissertation proposal is special education in Greek multicultural and inclusive school classrooms, a primary research in secondary education schools of Ioannina. I was born in 1979 in Preves, Greece. In 2003, I received a bachelor's degree in Faculty of Physical Education and Sports Science. In 2008, I acquired Masters in Utilization of Cultural Heritage, Alternative Tourist Management. In 2015, I acquired Masters in School Psychology and Special Education. In 2019, I acquired the Cultural Education Certificate. In June 2020, I acquired Masters in Science and Management in Organization of Educational Units. I have worked as physical education teacher in athletic division of municipality of Preves, Greece. 15 years I have worked as swimming coach and gymnastic instructor. I have been teaching as physical education teacher since 2017 in special education in the public schools. I have worked as physical education swimming teacher for children with special needs in the period 2019-2020 in Iceland, Chios, Greece. In my free time, I read literature books and poetry, and I have published a book of poems. Research problem. In modern societies, multiculturalism is a common social phenomenon. In the case of our country, the current phenomenon is observed mainly in the form of economic migration. Special education and intercultural education are issues of particular interest. However, the research approach is considered a huge bibliographic gap in contemporary scholarly and academic literature. In recent decades, both the field of special education and the field of intercultural education have attracted the research interest of both politicians and educators and are particularly popular as independent fields of action and research. But the combination of the research of the two above mentioned fields is extremely limited. Areas of research. First of all is special education. After, multicultural education, inclusive education, and finally, secondary education. Proposed research. The current doctoral thesis depends the field of special education and multiculturalism. Its ultimate purpose, therefore, is to examine the views of Greek secondary education, general and special teachers, on the integration of immigrant students with special educational needs and disabilities into a typical school classroom. Research questions. Are there, according to the teacher's point of view, benefits for foreign students with special educational needs and disabilities in the mainstream classrooms? Do teachers think they have the ability to manage an inclusive classroom? Do teachers feel that they have the knowledge and skills needed to effectively teach foreign students with special educational needs and disabilities? What educational context, special or inclusive education, do teachers consider as most effective? Do teachers feel that they have sufficient and satisfying support from institutionalized teachers in their work to address migrant students with special educational needs and disabilities? How much and how is teachers' preference in special or inclusive education correlated to their years of service? How much and how is teacher preference in special or inclusive education correlated to their age? Literature review. Social inclusion worldwide has become the focus of governments for their policies. Education is seen as a key driver for achieving social inclusion and cohesion. Variety is a complex concept, and by mentioning it, we could identify the composition of modern societies, where citizens live with a variety of individual characteristics, both in terms of their internal and external existence and presence. The main feature of the modern schools is also the variety of the existing parameters. Special education and training are the set of educational services provided to students with disabilities and identified special educational needs. Concerning the field of special education, the multicultural dimension is a topic that has been a little concern to the scientific and educational community at the level of designing targeted educational policies for students with special educational needs coming from immigrant families. Inclusion is a process of integration that brings all children together to learn cooperatively, helping children and adults to recognize and appreciate the unique gifts each one has. The basic principles of inclusive education are that every student with disabilities should be an integral part of mainstream education, should have the right to respect for their personality and a positive approach that will lead them to increase their participation and reduce their isolation. And finally, he should have the right to personalized teaching, so the school must be prepared to respond to each child's diversity. The implementation of inclusive education requires changes related to the overall functioning of the school and the education system in general. Research methodology. A quantitative survey is being conducted based on secondary and primary sources. The first part will be a literature review of previous relevant research. The second part will be a questionnaire-based survey on 115 special education teachers of secondary education schools in Ioannina Prefecture. The investigation examines the demographic characteristics of the participants, the formulation of the intercultural pedagogy variable, the formulation of the special education variable, and finally, the formulation of teachers' abilities. What's been done so far? The literature review has been completed. The distribution of the questionnaires is in progress. Future steps. Conducting research January 2022 to July 2022. Recording results August 2022 to November 2022. Write research and submit proposal by April 2023. Other actions by the end of September 2023. Thanks a lot for your time.